Yes. On this live stream, we are continuing to test Streamlabs OBS, trying to get everything set up. Hopefully I don't have buffering and dropped frames and everything else. Everything looks good, fingers crossed. Anyway, we're getting started right now. Welcome back to Jeffito's Movie Blog and another test live stream. I'm Jeff Mulkey, of course. You can see my name down there. This is not an actual live show. If you're here to talk movies or movie news, we can do that. But this is just a test, trying to make sure that all my equipment and all my tech gremlins are resolved. So far, it looks like it's still actually getting quite a few dropped frames on the monitor, unfortunately. But anyway, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. And yeah, just hang out and chat as I try to battle these tech gremlins and try to figure out why I am not putting through a good stream. There's 7 people watching. What is going on? Hey, Movies Explained. What is going on? 1980s Retro. How's it going? Good to see you. Are you guys experiencing any buffering or dropped frames or like stuttery video? Because I'm monitoring this and my video just looks awful. It looks like it's really buffering and dropping a lot of frames and not a smooth signal. I would appreciate your feedback. Thank you. Golly. Hope you all had a good weekend. My weekend was spent at work all night. All night Friday night, all night Saturday night, all night last night. Have today and tomorrow off, and am planning on doing a couple live shows and keeping you all up to date in the world of movies and movie news, because there's quite a bit to talk about. But I am dealing with quite a few tech gremlins at the moment and technical issues, so that's why I'm doing these test streams to make sure that everything is working. 1980s Retro says, yeah, the picture is stuck here in Scotland. Hey, welcome from Scotland. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm getting the same thing on my monitor, 1980s Retro, that the picture gets stuck and freezes up and whatever, and I'm not entirely sure why. But again, that's why I'm doing these test streams right now, because hopefully I can get these things ironed out so that later on this evening and tomorrow evening and maybe even Wednesday evening, thanks to my work schedule, I can do live shows and keep you all up to date with everything. And now it's working? Because I didn't change anything yet. But yeah, in my monitor it looks like it's not halfway. Looks like it's pretty good as well. I'm still getting a bad signal on my YouTube control room, which I know it does. And it's perfect now. Well, now I'm just confused because I did not change anything at all. But I'm not going to complain as long as it works. No, let's kind of roll with it. Yeah. What about my intro? Is my intro smooth here? I'm going to replay my intro here. And I'll just wait a second for that to show up in my monitor. Uh, Movies Explained said, "Are you doing a movie trivia Schmodown reaction in the next couple days?" Yeah, assuming I can get everything working, I do still need to react to Friday's Inner Geekdom Championship between Mike Kalinowski, I can talk, Mike Kalinowski and Mara Napkic, or whatever her name is. I was planning on doing that this afternoon, but now I'm having a few technical issues, so I don't know if I'll be able to get to that today or tomorrow. But yes, Movies Explained, I will definitely be doing more Schmodown play-along reactions here in the next day or two and going forward. The intro worked fine. Nope, it's great. No buffering, no lag. Yeah, that's great too. I don't know what to tell you guys because I did not change any settings from the time that we started. And, I was getting quite a bit of buffering and whatever when I started. I'm still getting a bad signal in my control room, which is concerning. But you guys are saying that everything is working fine, so I'm just going to roll with it, and I'll watch the replay here while I eat lunch in a little bit, probably around the top of the hour. But yeah, hey, Fatma's Kitchen, how you doing? Good to see you here. This is not a normal live show, just so you know. This is more of me testing, making sure that everything is working, getting rid of any technical issues and whatever. But if you guys want to talk movies and movie news, whatever, by all means, throw it in the chat room. And we can certainly do that as I continue to play around here. But I do want to save a lot of that discussion for later on this evening. That is bizarre that everything looks to be working fine now, and I did not change anything, but yet the previous stream and when I started, I was having some issues, so I don't know. 80s Retro says, "I've streamed a few times. I think it depends on your internet connection. Mine was crap." Yeah, I've got a decent internet connection. Apparently one of the fastest that they offer. So usually I'm not concerned with my internet, but that certainly could be an issue. I did a speed test and whatever before I started up this stream, and it was good. So who knows? I just wish things would work when you want them to work. Just hit a button and it goes. That's not the way it works, unfortunately, though. 1980s Retro asks, "Do you think they would do a Goonies 2 ever?" It's funny because I know a while back, like maybe a year or two back, Richard Donner was actively developing a script for Goonies 2, but I have not heard anything since. So I think there's a chance that we'll get Goonies 2. I would like them to do a Goonies 2, but honestly, I would probably put the chances under 25%. I don't really see it happening. Again, it's been in development for years. Last thing I heard was probably a year or two back, and they were trying to get everything together. I know that Corey Feldman put something on social media saying, yeah, it's happening, whatever, but I have not heard anything since then. So again, I would put the chances probably under 25% now, maybe even under 10%. I'm not saying it's an impossibility that we will ever get Goonies 2, but considering I've not heard anything recently, yeah, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Movies Explained asked, "Have you ever watched Stranger Things?" I have not. It is definitely on my list of shows to watch because I'm hearing great things about it. And as somebody who grew up in the 1980s, it just really speaks to me. But no, I have not had a chance to check out Stranger Things yet. I definitely want to soon. Um, I just don't know when I will get a chance to sit down and binge that. But hopefully in the not too distant future, because again, I am hearing great things about it. And I grew up in the 80s. It looks phenomenal. I'm hearing great things about it. It's definitely high on my priority list of stuff to watch. But if I'm being honest, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. Most of my viewing is YouTube or something on my home theater, or I'm still one of those weirdos that gets DVDs sent to me from Netflix. So movies that I missed in theaters, I'll get on DVD from Netflix and I'll watch them later on. But as far as actual watching TV, I know that there's a lot of great shows, but I just do not have the time and have not gotten into any of that. 1980s Retro says, I did not think much of Ready Player One. I actually really liked Ready Player One. I thought it was one of the better films in the early part of the year. I think at this point has fallen out of my top 10 of the year. But I still really enjoyed it. And it's not nearly as good as the book. The book is phenomenal. The movie is definitely really good. But yeah, I had a good time. But again, all film is subjective, you guys. If you like something and I don't, or I like something and you don't, it's all cool. We are all film fans. All film is subjective. We all have our own opinions. Let's celebrate that. Movie Explained asked, what is your favorite type of popcorn? Mine is sweet popcorn. I am just a classic popcorn with lots of buttery topping. I don't like to add any extra salt on mine. I think it's salty enough the way it is, but load it up with buttery topping and away you go. Every once in a while, I'll put some sugar cinnamon on it. We have, especially if I'm working, we have sugar cinnamon that we use for the mini donuts and cinnamon pretzel bites. And every once in a while, I'll throw some sugar cinnamon on my popcorn. But otherwise, I'm just a normal, popcorn with lots of butter topping and enjoy. 1980s Retro says, I think they had a good concept there, though. I'm assuming that you're talking about Ready Player One. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked the concept. I liked the story. It wasn't one of my favorite Spielberg movies by any means, but it was an attempt, and I think a very solid attempt, by Spielberg to recapture some of the magic from the stuff that he did back in the 80s that made me fall in love with him as a filmmaker. Again, that's just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's awesome. Yeah, again, I'm just kind of monitoring this, and it looks like everything is working now, which is awesome, despite the fact that I did not change anything. And now I've actually got a good signal in my live control room. So, go figure. We can hang out here for the next 15 to 20 minutes, and then I am going to go ahead and grab some lunch and do some show prep for tonight, and fingers crossed that everything will work at that point as well. But yeah, I definitely thank you guys for hanging out on this test. Honestly, it looks like things are going well, and I can't explain it, because here I was all set to mess around with more settings and change a bunch more things and whatever, but judging by what you guys are saying in the chat room and what I'm seeing on my monitors, it looks like we are in business. So I don't know. 1980s retro, my favorite movie of all time is the classic Star Wars trilogy. Star Wars A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. As you see the posters back there, which I'm actually going to change out by the time I do the live show tonight. But yes, the original classic Star Wars trilogy, absolutely my favorite movies of all time. If you're talking something a little bit more recent, I would point you to movies like Whiplash, The Nice Guys, Baby Driver, Wind River, the documentary that came out this year about Mr. Rogers, Won't You Be My Neighbor, stuff like that. But if you're asking me my favorite movies of all time, definitely the Star Wars trilogy back there. Movies Explained. In your background, where did you get that popcorn bowl? And the background is looking great. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, the popcorn bowls, I have a bunch of them. I picked these up at Bed Bath & Beyond, I believe. They're awesome. I've got a couple different sizes. This is the medium one. Same as the one in the background there. But they're awesome. They're plastic, reusable, awesome for movie night, watching Netflix, watching the big game, whatever. 1980s Retro says, indeed, the force is strong in this stream. Hey, I'm just glad that the stream is actually working because, again, I did not change anything. And that is the frustrating part. I did not change any settings. I started the stream thinking, yeah, I'm going to have buffering and dropped frames and whatever. And, I'm looking here and it says that I dropped quite a few frames 14 minutes ago when I started. And as I just lost my other monitor here. There we go. But yeah, for the last several minutes, it looks like everything has been going good. So I can't explain it. I don't know what's going on. I'm just glad that you guys are here hanging out with me. Glad that everything looks to be working. Yeah, it's... You gotta love technology because I have had more problems recently. And I know I've gotten a couple of private messages to my Facebook post and whatever. What time am I on later? I am looking to go live around 8 for my actual movie talk show, 1980s Retro, probably about 8 o'clock Central Time tonight. Which is going to be 9 p.m. on the East Coast. I know that you said that you were in Scotland, so that's probably going to be in the middle of the night or very early morning for you. I'm not sure what the time difference is. Right now, it is about 10 minutes until noon, so probably another 8 hours or so until I go live with the movie talk show. But that one will definitely be a video on my channel as well, so you can definitely watch the replay when that goes up. If it is, early morning or middle of the night, whatever it is where you are at. But definitely, thank you for tuning in to this test. I really appreciate that. Movies Explained said the Star Wars original trilogy, to me, is one big, great movie. Absolutely. Stuff like Star Wars, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, and Lord of the Rings, even though those are trilogies, I consider them to be all one movie. So I kind of cheat in that way. But, to me, when I say Star Wars is my favorite movie, I'm talking the original 3 films, and I count that as one big movie. 80s Retro says, sweet, I'll watch you on catch up. Yeah, absolutely. That's the great thing about these live streams and the shows that I'm planning on doing. Even though they will be live, they will also be videos. So if you happen to miss an episode, just watch it on the replay. Which is really cool and something that I'm very excited about. I'm just going to play around with a few things here, guys, behind the scenes for the next 10 minutes or so until it's lunchtime. Let me make sure that works. And there's a bit of a delay on that. I don't know. There we go. 1,016 subscribers. Guys, I really want to get that number bumped up. If you like my videos, if you like my live streams, if you like hanging out, tell other movie fans in your life about my channel. Have them check me out as well. Let's get that number up to 2,000 by the end of the year. 1980s Retro says, catch you later. Hope all goes well. Use the Force, Jeff. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. The Force is with me, and I am one with the Force. Have a good one, 80s Retro. I will see you later. Alright. That looked good. Again, I've got my intro, just playing around with that, making sure that works. And then subscribe little video thing there. That works. Images. Yeah, I bring this up like almost every time, but since this is still in my images folder, actually I think I took that out. I don't think that's gonna work. Never mind. I was gonna pull up something, but I deleted it from my Streamlabs. I just didn't delete it from my control panel. So yeah, I'm just glad that everything seems to be working now. That's really awesome. Yeah, I'll just let this stream run for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna grab some lunch and do some pre-production for tonight's show and whatever. But yeah, it looks like everything is working the way that it should, which is fantastic as my nose starts itching. That's awesome YouTube TV right there. You know, me wiping my nose like that. But yeah, looks like everything is awesome. Just take a look at that. Oh, come on. Yeah, that all seems to be working fine. Okay, I am seriously confused because, again, I did not change anything from the previous stream, which was having a lot of problems, and even at the beginning of this stream, I was having problems, but now it looks like everything is working fine, so I don't know. I'm not going to change anything between now and this evening. Hopefully that all works as well at that point. I mean, I'm monitoring these and it looks all good, so what's up? Movies Explained says, as a big Jurassic World fan, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was a disappointment. I agree. I had fun with it. I really liked the first act, but then as soon as they got off the island and it focused on the mansion and the auction and everything else, that movie just fell apart really fast for me. I know in my initial review I said that it was right up there with the first Jurassic World. I'm gonna say no. It is still my third favorite of the franchise, though. I still do like Fallen Kingdom more than Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3. To me, Jurassic Park 2, Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3, I can never remember which movie is which of those sequels, and B, similar to Star Wars, it seems like one big movie in my mind, and I just did not care for those at all. But if I were to rank them, at the top, of course, is the original Jurassic Park 1993, awesome film. Below that, Jurassic World that came out a couple years ago, then Fallen Kingdom, and then quite a big gap, and then Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3. How I would rank those two, again, I don't know, because to me, they get jumbled up. I cannot keep which movie is which straight. I think I would go 2 and then 3 being the worst, but maybe I'll flip-flop them. Again, I can't keep them straight in my mind. I did not care for those first 2 sequels at all. I did really like the first Jurassic World, though. I thought that was a nice return to form. But yeah, Fallen Kingdom was a disappointment once the first act ended. Not really a fan. I'm interested in seeing what they do with Part 3. Because it sounds like they're getting Colin Trevorrow back to do Part 3. And the setup of the granddaughter being a clone or, created from DNA, that is an interesting kind of subtopic that hopefully they explore a little bit more in Part 3. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how they're going to wrap that up. Excuse me. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap things up here on the stream. Things actually looked good, which is surprising me, and hey, it worked. I'm not going to complain. Hopefully it works again later on tonight. But again, I will be going live with the actual show around 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9 p.m. out on the East Coast and 6 p.m. on the West Coast, if I'm doing my math correctly. Yeah, I hope to see you all then. Thank you for hanging out during this test. I greatly appreciate it. Always a lot of fun, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Jeffito's Movie Vlog. You can watch more by clicking right over here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do so right now by clicking that round icon with my picture on it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and then share it with other movie fans in your life. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.